Hi, my name is Leno, and this is my garage. The question I get asked probably most often is, what's your favorite car? Well, it's hard to have a favorite because I like all kinds of cars. We have steam cars and gas turbine and early electric. But one of my all-time favorites would be this one here. This is the McLaren F1. Many people consider this to be the greatest car of the 20th century, which is a long time ago now. It's hard to believe. And the real trick to maintaining automobiles, especially modern automobiles, older cars, they don't have computers, don't have electronics, batteries can sit for months. But modern cars, the computer's got to run constantly. It's like a horse. You got to keep feeding it even when you're not using it. And your average supercar, like your SLR, Mercedes, McLaren over there, or any of the other cars, battery is good for about a month, and then it starts to wear down because you're running all your ancillary things, the computers, the alarm system, security, there's warning lights that flash, all that kind of stuff. So that's why we always use the CTEK chargers. What I've even done, like CTEK is now standard equipment for Acura, Corvette, McLaren, I believe Ferrari. Now this is an older F1 McLaren, and this came with some kind of battery charger that would have been really cool back in 1990, but that's a long time ago, 1990. So what we've done is we've managed to use the original plugs, and we've hooked it up to a CTEK charger here. I like these because these really maintain the battery. A lot of times you go into a parts store and you buy some generic battery charger, and the worst thing that happens is they don't know when to shut off. The CTEK kind of monitors the battery. When it feels it's getting full, it cuts back on the charge, and it stops, and then when the battery, then it charges, and it's constantly also sending a pulse there to keep the battery, batteries get deposits on them. So if there's a pulse that goes through the battery, it sort of washes off most of them tend to be lead on the battery, so it just sends an impulse to keep corrosion from building up inside the battery. CTEK is the only one I've ever seen that really shuts the battery off when it's supposed to. I've gone to parts stores and bought battery whatever, battery this, battery that, and they're true battery chargers, but they're not scientific instruments. They tend to overcharge the battery. If you leave it on, you come back in a week, and like I have some of these long life batteries, and after 2 years the battery's gone. I couldn't figure out what was going on. Well, my little charger was just overcharging it. It was just putting too much charge in the battery, thus wearing it out before its time. So even the McLaren F1, we just took off the original fitting, wired it into the CTEK charger, and battery, that's just a regular Odyssey battery. But because we have the CTEK charger, it's been good now for 3 or 4 years. Also, when you look at the type of battery you have, if it's a long life battery, if it's a maintenance-free battery, and your Optima charger has different settings for different types of batteries, gel batteries versus lead acid batteries. Make sure, don't just plug it in, check and see, because if you look on your CTEK charger, you'll see you have different lights, and there are different categories, starting, just charging, whatever. Make sure the right light is on, and you just press the mode button to switch to the one you want. And they work perfectly well, but I mean, well, the reason I'm doing this is because I like the product. It's worked really well for me. And when I talk to friends and they say they bought a battery charger made in some country you're not quite sure, who built this thing? And they can actually be dangerous. At least with the CTEK, if it's good enough for Ferrari and Maserati, McLaren, Corvette, Mercedes-Benz, it's probably good enough for whatever you're driving. That good?